adjust their scope.
What's that range? 750?
At the team leaders course, the students engage several targets from the tower. The targets range from 150 yards away to right below them. Once again, teamwork makes the difference between success and failure. The observer uses a slope doper to find the angle of the shot. The sniper provides the observer with a mil reading of the target.
1.5.
Using those two factors, he can calculate the horizontal distance to the target. That is given to the sniper, and he engages that target.
Obviously, downtown Dallas has got a ton of height, so the potential is there to have really extreme angle shooting.
Look, clear.
Excellent. Great time.
Good job.
Freaking awesome. I would say it's reinforced what I know more than... It wasn't that it was new, it was a reinforcement of what I've been getting trained to do.
Not only do snipers have to consider the calculations of a high-angle shot, but they also have to think about whether they should take the shot in the first place. Shooting their weapon will often give away their position.
You want to go out there and gather the maximum amount of intelligence as possible. And if you're going to pull that trigger, like I said before, it's the consequences that would come from that.
As a solution, the team leaders are being taught to call in fire support. Fire support often comes in the form of a plane, helicopter, or mortar, and even though it makes a larger impact, the location of the team remains secret and safe.
What fire support is not is just indiscriminately dropping ordnance. Okay, it's got to be used to shape that battlefield.
If you got 100 troops down on the ground there, you're going to pull your trigger at night with a Barrett. No. That's when I would either call for fire or whatever, because they don't know where that's coming from. They can pretty much triangulate where you're shooting from, and that round cracks off.
Calling for fire is looking at enemy targets that I can't take out with my sniper rifle, and I need heavier artillery or mortar fire. And I'm just giving them a direction and distance from my position, and they're going to drop around. I'm going to adjust them on target, and target's neutralized.
It gives you that option to stay on the battlefield longer and get more positive things done using your air versus using your gun.
It's really up to that team leader. That's, again, going back to the team leader. That's his job, to make that call on the ground.
If the team leader decides to call in fire support, he must consider what's available to him, and on the modern battlefield, it doesn't necessarily come from the same branch of the military.
Pretty much the first guys to show up, and help you guys out that's what you want. It doesn't matter whether it's from the Marine Corps or if it's a sister service, it does not matter to that sniper team. FDC, this is Viper 1. Vehicle and troops in the open, fire when ready.
Because of the joint effort, a sniper team leader will usually have a variety of assets available to him, from fixed-wing aircraft with bombs to Cobra helicopters with machine guns. And they almost always have mortars they can call in. Satellite communication has made cross-branch communication easier and more efficient, making calls for support fire a great tool for the sniper. Coming up on Modern Sniper, the final exercise of the team leader course.
And they want to be able to demonstrate to us, I can go out in combat and be successful.
Killing those two guys is going to provide immediate security for y'all.
3 guys alone on the battlefield, it's pretty scary sometimes.
Over 8 weeks, students at the Team Leader course have been learning what it takes to be an advanced sniper, from fire support to close quarters combat. A good sniper team can take on any situation presented to them, and the best way to test what the snipers have learned is to give them a simulated mission and throw in unexpected obstacles.
They're employing a lot of what they're going to do in combat here on the final exercise in a school environment. Hopefully they're successful and they get better in their abilities to move around undetected. During the 72-hour final exercise, 2 teams of 6 snipers will formulate and execute a plan to observe an enemy stronghold. The exercise simulates that the intelligence they gather will be used to support a company that will be assaulting that same town. In the team's plans, one team will observe the town from the surrounding woodline, while the other team observes the same area from a nearby tower. The 3 objectives for the teams are to gather intelligence,
support each other, and most importantly, to stay undetected.
It seems like such a simple thing for 4 guys to be able to move to a pre-designated area in a tactical fashion, but by the time you add gear and you add the heat of the moment and excitement, everyone kind of follows their own instinct if you don't have it planned and you haven't rehearsed to the point. So, I think the final exercises are very valuable for that reason.
For the sniper team leader, the plan is everything.
Our mission is no later than 1200, 14 September 2009. Viper Team 1 will depart Camp Geiger and move to grid 7430-4250.
The first thing they're thinking about, having talked with many commanders about this subject in and of itself, is why do I want to put you out there?
Give me your mission in a one sentence blurb.
Insert, get eyes on objective, get all my men back safely to the extract point, and give the commander as much information we can on the objective for his attack as possible.
Why do I want to put you at risk and potentially risk having to send a QRF element out to rescue you?
There is thick vegetation in the area, so our movement to our position and to get eyes on that objective is going to be slow.
How much is it going to slow you down? You're leaving today and you've got to be back when? Tomorrow? I, as the commander, am going to think about when you get out there, if it's a huge impact, it keeps you from getting into position and accomplishing your mission. That's something I need to know.
You have to convey to them, this is why you should put me out there. This is what I can do for you. This is how I can be successful. And you explain that through your mission that you put together.
You're the first one that's covered any of these. But this is the whole reason I'm sending you out there.
While the brief is underway, the assistant team leader preps the rest of the team and their gear for the mission.
Viper's Nest, this is Viper 1, radio check, over.
Once the brief is complete and their gear is prepped, the 2 sniper teams begin their mission. Viper 1 will move into a tower to be the primary observer team. Viper 2 will move to the woods around the town to support Viper 1. Both teams must assume that the instructors are hunting them, and, just like in a real battle, compromise is failure.
As soon as we begin the field skills portion, you're always under observation.
It's 3 guys alone on the battlefield. It's pretty scary sometimes. You sit there and you're hearing things and you're wondering, what's that? You're pretty much on your P's and Q's a lot more than you would be if you were with a squad.
You need to have a keen situational awareness to everything that's going on around you. And they want to be able to demonstrate to us proficiency that, hey, I can go out in combat and be successful.
After a successful insert, Viper 2 must establish communication with Viper 1.
Viper 1, Viper 1, Viper 2.
This is where Viper 2 runs into their first obstacle. Their radio is not working, and they cannot communicate with Viper 1. There is no way to know if Viper 1 has made it to the tower, and if they are safe to continue to their rally point.
Viper Nest, this is Viper 2, radio check, over.
The instructors, acting as enemy insurgents, begin to close in on Viper 2. Without having any prior knowledge of the team's whereabouts, their goal is to find and compromise the teams. And since they know exactly how a sniper thinks, they are Viper 2's biggest threat.
They're going out there hunting these teams and pursuing these teams. They have no idea where they are, but they're having to look for positions that they would select as a sniper. And it's at those times that they're interdicting the teams.
In combat, if there is known insurgent activity in an area, the commanders will notify their forward teams. But when communication is out, the team is on their own. Since Viper 2's communication is down, they continue to move slowly and carefully to their rally point, stopping occasionally to try to communicate with Viper 1. But there is still no response. They don't know what lies ahead of them and have no idea of what is moving behind them. As they near their rally point, the lost communication has become a matter of life and death for Viper 2. The team leader makes the decision to stop and set up security until comm is fixed. But it is too late. The instructors have found them. It is only through the entire team working as one that they are able to repel the attack. The team kills an insurgent while the other one flees. By successfully defending themselves during the attack, they have passed a portion of the final exercise. Now, the instructors give the team a reality check.
Which way'd your threat just come from, Bandu? That way. Maybe you want to keep security. Oh, he's got it. How far away are enemy reinforcements? Closer than your QRF, right? So what should be your first concern? Now that they just know they've been alerted to your presence. Get some distance between your 5-man team and that enemy company-size element, right? So what are you on the hook doing? Calling in your contact report, calling in QRF, telling them you need immediate extract. Only critique points are, hey, eliminate that threat first, okay? Whether it's 2 guys, whether it's 5 guys, whether it's 10 guys, if you can drop those dudes, drop them. Killing those 2 guys is going to provide immediate security for y'all. So let's drop those guys, even if there is a platoon-sized patrol 200 meters behind them. We drop those 2 guys, then we utilize that 30-second gap to ruck up and get out of there. You guys were ready to go in probably 20, 30 seconds. Do you see the benefit of staying prepared, of staying vigilant, staying ready? I think from what we've seen, you guys are ahead of your peer group, at least for the class. So kind of feel good about that. All right, cool, guys. Bounce into the tree line. Take 5.
After moving back into the woods, Viper 2 has restored communications.
Yeah, could you send up a pause rep to Viper's nest for us?
Viper 1 has successfully made it to the tower. They are informed by the Sniper Control Center that the target they have been watching is a terrorist commander. They must eliminate him, then exit the tower as rapidly as possible. Every second counts. The longer they remain in the tower, the more vulnerable they are to a much larger enemy force that's certain to be approaching. In order to be successful, Viper 1 must be ready to move as soon as they fire.
Dispatch QRF at this time. How copy?
The RTO has called in a quick reaction force to extract them. Once they fire, their position will be compromised. The enemy will attack, and they must make it down 4 flights of stairs, providing seamless cover fire.
All right, guys, go ahead and load and grade.
On target. On target. Stand by. Get to 5, 4, 3.
Come on, go! Go! Be advised, we have engaged 2 hostile, 2 MKIA at this time.
The security fires cover fire out of a window, while the team leader and ATL move past them to the level below. Once the team leader and ATL reach that level, they now provide cover fire for security, who follows but moves past, descending to the next level below to continuously provide seamless cover with an almost leapfrog-like effect. The team works together to make their way to the bottom floor of the tower. From here, they transition to their sidearms and make their way to the waiting Humvee. As they safely ride away from town, they know their mission is a success. They adapted to the situation and took out the enemy leader. In addition, Viper 2 is still out there, observing and reporting, and able to support the company assault that will begin in a few hours. They are advanced sniper teams, ready for the next mission.
When it comes to snipers, we'll always be the ones leading from the front, and we will always be there.
As a sniper team, you have the best eyes on the battlefield 9 times out of 10.
The need for snipers is always going to be there because you can get these cameras and you can get all this high-speed gear, but you still have to have those eyes forward, and the snipers are the only ones that are going to be able to do it.
The advanced sniper team, whether Army, Coast Guard, Navy, or Marines, is an incredible force on the battlefield. Through their tactics and techniques, weapons and demolitions, the advanced sniper team is changing the way modern warfare is fought.